Ryanair is operating in Cyprus since 2012. Yesterday you have announced your biggest schedule with 41 routes and a brand new aircraft. So how important is this new development both for Cyprus and the company?
Yeah, Cyprus is a very important market for us. As you say, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary of our base in Paphos. I was very happy and proud to announce yesterday that we will be basing an additional aircraft in Paphos to give us 4 based aircraft from April 23. We also announced 5 new routes, Athens, Bordeaux, Toulouse, Poznan and Naples, all 2 weekly frequencies, and increased frequencies on 7 additional routes. So all told, we will be operating 41 routes, which is 17 more than prior to the pandemic. So that shows Ryanair's commitment to Cyprus and the tourism economy. I'm also very pleased to say that 2 of the 4 aircraft next summer will be our newest 8200 game changer aircraft. These are phenomenal aircraft. They deliver 8 extra seats versus our current aircraft, but burn north of 16% less fuel and reduce noise emissions by a staggering 40%. So we're very excited with the announcement. We're very pleased to say that next year we will be Cyprus' largest carrier, and by and large Ryanair has recovered very well this summer, and we are Europe's most reliable airline. So we're delighted to be bringing our low fares to Cyprus.
So, and do you think that we will be seeing more routes available from Larnaca?
I think, look, we are very committed to growing in Paphos at the moment. We have a very good relationship with Hermes. Paphos is our base, and our plan is to continue to grow in Paphos. I think it's a accumulation of the last number of years of our commitment to Cyprus, even during the pandemic. We were launching new routes to Cyprus even during the pandemic. For instance, this winter we're going to operate 30 routes to Paphos during the winter, which is 10 more than prior to COVID. So we're committed to Paphos. We have a very good relationship with Hermes. We've worked very hard with Hermes, the Department of Transport and Tourism, to make sure the right costs are in place for this growth. Because I think it's very important for the people of Cyprus to, obviously connectivity. Me being from an island, I understand the importance of connectivity, but the market is now very competitive for capacity against Europe. Cyprus has competed clearly against Greece, but also Italy, Sardinia, the Canary Islands, Madeira, etc. All the places Ryanair have bases. So there's less capacity in the market. Competitors have reduced their capacity by up to 20%. Ryanair is the only airline growing in the market. So we understand the importance of connectivity, and we're very happy with yesterday's announcement for Paphos.
You said many times the word pandemic.
Yes.
It's a challenge of our world nowadays. So what are the challenges currently facing airlines in Europe and the Middle East, our area?
Yeah, so I think, look, the last 2 years were exceptionally challenging, not just for airlines, for the entire tourism sector. Like, it was a devastating 2-year period. We were slightly different to every other airline in that we started preparing from the recovery as soon as COVID happened. So what we did is we kept all of our people on all of our aircraft. So that meant when the recovery happened, we were ready to go. And that's why you've seen such a strong operational performance from Ryanair this year. We are the only airline in the world to operate more capacity this summer than prior to COVID, restored all our load factors and didn't cancel any flights. So we prepared exceptionally strongly, as I have to say, as the airports, as Hermes did in Cyprus. It kept all of its people during COVID, which meant there was a very strong operational performance from the airports in Cyprus. So the recovery has been very strong. We are cautiously optimistic in looking into the winter. There's clearly a cost of living crisis at the moment, etc. But the demand for travel is exceptionally strong, and you can see that in Ryanair's load factor. We achieved a 95% load factor across this summer. No other airline can compete with that.
About the war in Ukraine, how this affected?
So Ryanair did not have any base aircraft in Ukraine, but we were the second largest carrier in Ukraine. We had planned a very large expansion in Ukraine, and we planned to carry in the region of 2 million passengers to and from Ukraine. So it's clearly the unlawful invasion of Ukraine by Russia severely hampered the recovery, but we reallocated that capacity very, very quickly, and we hope that in the short to medium term Ukraine will open up again, and Ryanair will be the first international airline to return to the Ukraine when it does open up.
Good luck for that. One last question. Last year Ryanair launched electric handling in 11 major European airports. Do you expect this to be the case in Cyprus as well?
Yeah, look, we are working with our handling partners in terms of Ryanair plans to grow to 225 million passengers by 2025. Well, we plan to do that in a sustainable manner. The key backboning that for us is our investment in new aircraft. During COVID, we did something very different to every other airline in that we increased our aircraft order from 135 to 210 new Boeing 8200 game-changer aircraft. These aircraft deliver 8 extra passengers but reduce fuel emissions by 16% and noise emissions by 40%. We've also have the goal of powering 12.5% of all our flights with sustainable aviation fuel by 2030. So growing sustainably is key to Ryanair. Electric handling is part of that, and we're certainly working with Hermes in terms of how we can reduce our carbon footprint. But rest assured, when the people of Cyprus are flying with Ryanair, they're reducing their CO2 footprint by up to 50% versus the high fare, high cost legacy incumbents such as Lufthansa, Air France, etc. So if you want to reduce your carbon footprint, fly with Ryanair.